guys, thanks for joining in tonight. Man, if you haven't hit that subscribe button right down snare, wrap it up on that baby, man, and come on in, because we got a lot of great things going on at the Audio Master Show. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. You have joined one of the greatest shows on YouTube. I gotta laugh about that, man, because we do have a lot of great things going on, and we are always going over great studio equipment, doing reviews, doing how-tos on mixing, all just kind of cool stuff. And if this sounds like something you guys like, recording, mixing, mastering, hit that little subscribe button, man, and come on in, man. Tonight I wanted to bring up, I had a guy at the gym earlier. He asked me, man, what's the best kind of guitar strings for electric guitar? I just got me an electric guitar, and I want to start learning how to play guitar, and I need to string up my electric guitar, and I don't know what kind of electric guitar, what kind of strings to get. He said, man, there's just so many of them out there. So I said, you know, you're right, there are a lot of them out there. So I wanted to take a look and just and see what's out there these days in 2021. I know a lot of them have been out a long time, and some that I've been using for many years myself, and but I just wanted to look and see what's out there right now. So, you know, we have Ernie Ball. Ernie Ball's been out forever, and it's probably one of the cheaper strings that you can get. And I play with a lot of guitar players that love using Ernie Ball guitar strings, man. And you have D'Addario. Now, D'Addario is one of my favorite guitar strings that I've used. It just seems to be an all-around good sounding guitar string. So, but you've just got so many. You have GHS. You have some boomers. A lot of people like the GHS boomers. I mean, they came out probably, I want to say, in the 80s. And George Lynch, I want to say, he was one of those guys who pushed the GHS strings and did a lot of advertising for those guys back in the day. But you know, you have Dunlop, and so Dunlops, I've never used Dunlops, but you know, they've been around. They make the guitar pedals and whatnot, so they've been around a while. And then you have Alexa, and I like the Alexa strings on my acoustic guitar, man. They really sound really great on my Taylor. That's what was actually strung up on my Taylor. But I wanted to share something with you guys, because the guy that I was talking to at the gym today, he didn't know what kind of guitar strings to set it up or to buy. And I wanted to mention it to you guys about the size of the string, and it depends on what kind of you know, how you plan on setting up the guitar. So as I told him, I said, you know, if you're just starting out, you really need to go to a guitar tech, and you need to have him set it up and set the action, you know, as high as you feel comfortable with it playing without any fret buzz, and set the intonation on the guitar. But once you set it up, say if you set your guitar up on 9s, you don't want to switch to 10s, or else it's going to jack up everything. You know, a lot of times your intonation will be off and everything else. So decide on what size string gauge that you actually want to play with, and then and go from there and have him set it up. You've got Gibsons out there, man, D'Addario. You have Fenders out there. You have Ernie Ball. I've already mentioned that. Let's see, they've got I'm just kind of scrolling through some of these different strings that you can actually get. Blue Steel. You know, I've never used Blue Steel. Dean Markley. I've never used those for electric guitar, man. And they've been out a while too. I'm trying to think of that other brand that I've used before. And DR. So I've used DR strings on my electric guitar, and I really, so probably my two favorite strings to actually use for my electric guitar when it comes to using 9s. I like 9s whenever I'm really trying to do some fast stuff, and then on a lot of my blues stuff, on my Gibson Les Paul, I always had 10s on it and had it set up for 10s, just for digging deep and really getting a lot of sound out of those 10s. If you really want to shred and you really want to kind of do fast and really bend those strings hard, and if your hands aren't really you know, strong in the beginning, I would say probably go with some 9s. And that's standard and traditional. And if you can you know, and then after you get good for a while, or after playing for some time, and you want to go up to a heavier gauge, you can do so from there. I know there's guitar players that actually set their low string, like their low E string, they might have a 10, their E and A are 10s, and then D on down from there, or up, so to speak, is a smaller gauge. They might have 9s on there, and they'll have it set up. They'll have it. They'll bring their guitar to a guitar tech and actually can set that up for you. And that way, when they hit those lower strings, it just has a lot of meat to it, especially if they're doing a drop D. So they'll do a drop D, and they'll have a 10 on the E and the A, and then the rest of the strings they'll have the 9s set up on there. So you can mix and match, but you really need to have a guitar tech if you don't know what you're doing to set your guitar up, man. So DRs and D'Addario are two of my favorite electric guitar strings. Let's see what else they got out there. Gibson, Fender, just trying to name a few, but they have tons and tons and tons of electric guitar strings, man. But I hope the advice that I gave you tonight really think about that, contemplate on that. Actually, what type of music that you plan on playing, what type of guitar you have, and then go from there. That'll help you out a long ways as far as deciding on what gauge that you want. But man, as I scroll through here, you have so many different guitar strings, man, that are out there, right? So D'Addario and DR were probably my favorites. I want to say maybe I used GHS Boomers one time, but that was a long time ago, so I really can't tell you if I really liked the strings or not. Maybe it was just a pack that I'd bought and never used and then put it on it because I was out of strings. But typically I'm a D'Addario guy. I really like D'Addario strings. They sound wonderful, and they do last a long time, as well as the DRs. The DRs are really good. So I hope this helped you out tonight, guys. Look, man, it really depends on what kind of guitar you got. So this is my electric guitar right here I wanted to show you. I haven't, it needs new strings on it as well. But as you can see, this is a beauty right here. This is the Ibanez, and it has 9s on them. And I want to show you what I mean by the action. You see how low the strings are to the fretboard right there. Let's see if I can get a better view for you guys. And this is pretty much standard. It came like this. I didn't have to do any setting up. And I tell you what, I really love the action on here. It really feels good, and it really sounds good too. So whatever you're doing, just I would probably say start out with 9s, man, because 10s maybe be a little too hard for you to hold down on your guitar, and so you probably want to start out with 9s. Start out with 9s, go with some D'Addarios or some DRs, and you can't go wrong with that, man. Even the Elixirs are really nice. Elixirs, however you want to say it. I like those on my acoustic guitar. They really sound really good on my Taylor acoustic guitar. But DR and D'Addario, most definitely for your electric guitar, man. You can't go wrong. Anyway, get that guitar set up and get it set up the way you want it, and pay the extra money and get a good guitar tech to set your guitar up, and it's going to sound so much better when the intonation is right on the guitar. And what I mean by that is when you're playing those lower notes or first position notes around the neck, whenever you go up the neck and start playing those notes around the 12th fret, it still needs to be in tune, so you don't want to be sharp or flat. So a good guitar tech will set your guitar up so that if you're playing an E down here, you're going to be playing an E up here, so that's what you really, really want. Go ahead and spend the money on having somebody do that. And if you don't know where to go, you can always call the guitar shop in your area, whether it's Guitar Center or somebody like that, and ask those guys, hey man, I want to get my guitar, I want to get it tuned up, man, I want to get it set up right, and I just need some help. Do you know where I can find some help? And they'll lead you in the right direction. So anyway, I hope this helps you out tonight, guys. And I come on here Texas time between 7 and 9 every night. So if audio recording is your gig and you like that, and anything to do with the reviews and new equipment and all that cool stuff, man, hit that subscribe and come on in, baby, because we do got a lot of great things going on here. And I just want to say thank each and every one of you for joining the Audio Master Show, as always, and we will see you